Hello girls, gays, and non-binary babes. Welcome back to my channel. This week's video was going to be something very different. Not at all what the video actually is, but I recently found a new favorite series and I wanted to share that with all of you because I am just so excited about it. And there's really nothing like reading a book, loving it, rating it on Goodreads, and then seeing that there are 4 more in the series. So I just have to talk about these books, and maybe you've read them, maybe you haven't, I don't know. But I'm really excited, so let's jump into it. So of course you can see from the title, from the thumbnail, that the books I'm going to be talking about today are A Natural History of Dragons, and the other one that I've read from the series is The Tropic of Serpents. These are both by Marie Brennan, and these are meant to be a memoir of the main character, who is Lady Trent, and she's writing these as when she's like really old and kind of, you know, getting up there in years, and she's reminiscing on all these adventures that she went on. So like I said, there are 5 books in the series. These are the first 2, the first one being A Natural History of Dragons, and that is really what drew me to these books. Not only the title, but the cover. I'm really into like archaeology and like studying like biology of things. And so seeing this cover with this title, and you know, it's saying a memoir by Lady Trent, knowing that Lady Trent is like not actually the author, the true author of these books, I had to pick them up. So, or at least I had to pick up the first one, and luckily my library had it, so I borrowed it, and before I had even returned the book to the library, I had bought these 2. So obviously I really liked them, and I truly cannot recommend them enough. I'm so excited to share these with you, and I'm really excited to talk about them. So the first book obviously is this one, A Natural History of Dragons, and this kind of kicks off Lady Trent's story. Obviously it kicks it off, it's the first book, but you get to know her and her early life and kind of where this whole thing began. And we know from the very start that she has had a very adventurous life, a very unusual life for a woman in the time period that she's living in. And the time, can't remember exactly like when this is supposed to be. It's set, I think like the year that's chosen is like in the future in our years, but it definitely gives like 1800s vibes. So this is like essentially a completely different universe. Obviously there are dragons. And from the very beginning, Lady Trent is very fascinated by dragons. Her father, when she's young, has a book called The Natural History of Dragons, and she sneaks it away to read it and becomes absolutely fascinated, and her obsession with dragons starts there and it does not end there. So this one in particular, it starts with her early life and then talks about how she met the man that she married and how she eventually convinced him to take her on this trip to study dragons with him and a buddy. And she's like, we can just say that like I'm just drawing them, because she likes drawing dragons and doing that kind of stuff. So she's like, we'll just say that I'm here to like draw and like add to the study, but really she wants to study them herself. And in these mountains where they go, they make a discovery. I'm not going to tell you what the discovery is, but it just seems very real. It feels like a real expedition with dragons and learning more about them and the different breeds and all that good stuff. It's just truly so much fun. And it also, what I really like about it, it has these drawings in here. I love a book with drawings, especially one like this where it's meant to be like a study of dragons. So I really like when it includes photos, like drawn photos of things. It's not always dragons, sometimes it's other things, but I really like that. And of course I really liked this one. The second book, The Tropic of Serpents, is her next expedition, which is where she goes to, I can't think of where I'm exactly thinking of, but it's like deserty and tropical at the same time. It's kind of hard to explain, but this is where she goes, and she meets a bunch of natives to this area, and she learns more about dragons, and it continues her journey. This one is definitely more focused on this one specific adventure and her time in this country than the first one, which starts off as her early life and then gets into like getting married and, you know, how she ends up on getting started. And this one is just fully this adventure, and I assume that's how the next ones are going to be. I am not sure, but this one also, see if I can find a photo, this one also has little drawings in it. This one's of like little elephants and a watering hole. And it's just truly so much fun. It's the best kind of escapism where you're fully engrossed in this other world. It's just the best kind of escapism for people that like dragons. The way the story is told, this is so hard to explain, the way the story is told, being that it's a memoir of this woman who went on all these adventures, so it's presumed that you, the reader, are from this universe and live in this world already, and you're like, yeah, we already know dragons exist, we know who Lady Trent is. It's presumed that you're already in this world, so it's so much easier to get in that headspace and to pretend like you're there. And I think that's what sets it aside from different books as far as like escapism goes. And if you really like escapism, you'll really like these ones. It's just so easy to pretend, so I think that's what makes it a lot of fun. So yeah, overall I still have 2 more books to read in this series. I really just wanted to share these with you and tell you about them. I actually found them, I forgot to mention this in the beginning, I found them because I saw the first book in the thumbnail of, oh my gosh, I can't remember whose video it was now. It was somebody's video. They were talking about how they found like a new favorite fantasy book or something. This was in the like thumbnail. I'm not sure if this was even what they were talking about, but I was like, that book looks interesting. So I just decided to pick it up. I don't know. It wasn't even like a thing where it was recommended to me. I literally just saw the cover and was like, that looks like something I'd like. So yeah, I really, really love these. I hope you guys check them out because I haven't heard anybody talk about them on BookTube except for the one video that I saw. And I think a lot of people would really like these. I know they're pretty popular. I saw like the Goodreads, like it had quite a few reviews on Goodreads, so maybe they are already popular and I'm the one that's out of the loop, but I haven't heard anybody talk about them or seen them before or anything. So yeah, I just wanted to share these with you. I hope you guys maybe enjoyed this, maybe pick these up, but that is going to do it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.